Actually gonna have to sit up so that the air in vocals can leave the tube properly. You ever tried to speak laying down? I tried to do something earlier, did not work laying down. And I also tried to do another thing earlier that involved having the speaker hooked up to the BandLab app and have it echo for me, but it's not really good at doing that. I mean, I can add echo effects to BandLab, but yeah, they're just, I don't know, I just thought I'd try something. Anyways, I like doing these things so I can hear myself speak. I gotta remind myself to move my lips when I'm speaking. Some people can talk without moving their mouth at all, which I think is kind of weird. But I do that unknowingly because I lack a lot of self-awareness in my physical body, and I do that around people, and I look really weird. I look really strange. Some may even call it sketchy because you don't talk to people, which I'm not, and people who hang out around me know I'm not a very intimidating guy, but, you know, it's always the sketchiest people that think that I'm sketchy, which I think is kind of ironic that I'm intimidating to bad people, because I'm kind of the opposite. Right now my cat's sitting on his back, and well, he's kind of like laying down on his back. He's like sitting like a human would, but he's like licking his stomach. I don't know, it's a very weird visual. I'm not going to stop recording to get a picture of that. I think that you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, some people think I'm strange. Like, they think that something's off about my character, sometimes. I don't really like to look at people, like, even when I'm talking. I don't like to look people, like, in their eyes when I'm talking, and I know that's what people normally do, but for some reason that feels like really very rude to me. Like, because I don't know if it's like a subconscious thing, but I just respect the consciousness behind the eyes, you know? And I don't want to look into the windows of the soul while I'm communicating, unless if I'm very fucking serious. So, now that you know that, if I'm staring a hole through you, you should be worried, because I'm just gonna leave it there. You should be worried if I'm staring a hole through you. Because I don't like to look at people. It feels intimate, perverted a little, even, dare I say. That's why it looks like I'm constantly dissociating, because I'll look at anywhere in the room but people. Because, like, if I have something to say to you, I'm just going to talk to you. Or I'm just going to say it. If there's something important to say, I'm going to say it. It's just that I'm either not comfortable enough to talk to you, or there's nothing to really talk about. And I know that makes people uncomfortable, but people make me uncomfortable, so I guess we're in the same boat. It's just it's just not like, it's not normal to say like, oh, you make me uncomfortable because I don't know you. Well, then let me get to know you then. Maybe if it was more of like a one-on-one scenario, I'd be more comfortable talking to people. Because then, like, when the other guy starts talking, like, you're not really paying attention to me. I hate talking to people who don't want to pay attention to me. I really don't like that. Like, you say what you want to know me, but when the other guy starts talking, it's just like, why waste my breath? You know? Yeah, you're not gonna take the time of day to, like, listen to my full sentence. So I just keep it to myself, and that started for me, like, at a very young age. I think it started when I was like a small child, and I tried to like communicate the injustices or injustice of like what's going on here, and like, but you know how kids talk, like they don't have a full vocabulary, so like is like, it probably sounds something like, you did this and so I did that, and like, then it already started, and then, children talk like that, and like, when I tried to talk like that when I was a kid, I feel like I wasn't getting the point across, and like, then I get in trouble for something I didn't do or something like that. And then like, this inability to properly communicate with people kind of evolved as I grew up, because like then I after kindergarten, like then the first grade, never. I mean, like, my friends were nice to me, but I never really felt heard. I felt like I was there, but like there is like a glass wall or invisible wall separating me from people. And same thing, I couldn't really communicate all that well. And because like when I was younger, I was lacking confidence because of stuff like that. I'm not saying like it traumatized me, but it really affected my ability to feel like I'm able to communicate, or feel like I'm normal. I just never really felt normal. And I think that led to a lot of disassociation. I'd constantly, I call it spacing out, but I don't think people really know what that means when I space out. Like if something's like a little bit too boring, I would frequently like go in my head and think about like the funny part of the cartoon, or I'd think about the vast outer space, or like, something along the lines of that, and sometimes I'd get into my ego and like make up scenarios and live them out in my little daydreams. And then I'd be like in the classroom, hey, Robert, pay attention. Can you repeat to me what I just said? And then like they call me out in front of the whole class, and I'd be like, I don't know, like I wasn't paying attention. And then the teacher would say something like, he wouldn't actually say this, but like, be like, oh, what a fucking idiot, like, look at the laughing stock, this kid can't afford to pay attention. And it's like, okay, Jesus Christ, And then this would happen frequently, and then we'd get put in like a special ed class, which I'd have the same problem. Like you can't like embarrass someone, or like force someone to like not have a mental problem that they themselves don't even understand what's happening or what's going on. And I probably got held back, and I'm probably lacking a lot of intelligence because like the teacher couldn't afford to be patient with me or whatever, or be able to teach me in a way that like, well, some of it is like physically my fault, but I also blame the teacher because like calling me out in front of the whole class kind of like didn't help the situation. It kind of like destroyed my self-esteem, further worsening that disassociation issue, because I don't want to be part of a reality where I'm just constantly losing, Yeah, and with that being a problem, I think I spend most of my life in other realities that I've created for myself, and I've always been here physically. Kind of like a vegetable, I'm just a walking, talking vegetable. Like I'm barely even there. Like the lights are on, but no one's home. They tried to medicate me for depression and stuff like that, but the only thing that really did was, it probably, like, every time I took an antidepressant, it turned me into a complete psychopath. Every time. So I tried all these various pills over the years, and none of them really seemed to work on me. And I think some of them have permanent effects that they can't undo, and that was all in the name of taking the risk of trying to sell their pills you know, give me the medicine I don't need for money. Probably makes my brain work in a way that is now unreversible. I have horrible side effects and things that still cause me problems to this day because of, well, it's not just the pharmaceutical products, it's also like a combination of everything else I've done, but I can't really talk about that because I don't want my channel to be taken down for glorifying drugs or whatever, even though it was the government that started like the whole hippie movement and stuff like that, you know. LSD wouldn't have been a thing in the 1960s and 50s if it weren't for the CIA, so yeah, thanks for that. But anyway, long story short, I have schizophrenia, which they were not able to diagnose for the longest period of time. And schizophrenia is not well understood, so basically they're saying that something's wrong with me, but they don't know what. But I'm managing just fine now, since I've been put in a position where I don't have to worry too much. And it's mostly stress, stress and things like that that triggers psychotic episodes like delusions and stuff like that. But you know, some of the things I might be right about. I mean, I've been right about the world stage stuff. I've been right about yeah, it's mostly the world stage stuff because you know, I thought I was crazy, and about like, you know, like the whole biblical, you know, like events that are happening in the prophecy or whatever, and I haven't been wrong. I have not been wrong about any of that. It's happening, but you know, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a crazy person. So anyway, I think that's a wrap up for the Top Show. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. And like we have another talk show back to back, so close to the other one. So anyway, we have a good show here for you folks. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.